Good evening. You're listening to Gorw Dating on the Real Women Radio station. Today is Tuesday, and you have TJ and V in the station. TJ, I'm sorry, V.
Hey, what's happening? What's going on? We are going to have an interesting show today. We got people.
Yes!
We got psychology.
Yes.
We got everything going on today.
Yes, we're going to talk to a couple that we set up on a blind date.
Oh, yeah, and we got a blind date coverage?
Yes, and I'm sorry, people, we don't have any pictures. They banned me from the site, but we're still going to have conversation. That was a fist? Oh, that was a formation fist. That's what that was. Okay, I misunderstood.
Oh, is that what she gave you?
No.
Oh.
No.
Come pick up the mic.
No, I was not giving anybody a formation fist. I'm nice. Yay. Smile.
Yay.
Well,
We're
all right.
happy. We're happy. We're all smiles. Yay.
Yay.
Go blind dating.
Okay. Wow, really?
My
Okay.
date is blind now.
I don't know what to say about that.
Blonde or blind?
So, TJ, how was your weekend?
My weekend was great. The best part was hanging out with Sean, because he is hilarious.
And that's comedian Sean Jones.
Yes, Sean
It's not just a
Jones.
random guy named Sean.
And it wasn't like he was just hanging out with me only. There were about 100 people in the place.
Oh yeah, that was Five Sisters this past weekend. It was hilarious. The way he torched people was funny. I'll never forget the guy named Sam,
I know.
project manager, who
Yes.
actually works in the project, according to Sean.
According to Sean. And, Sean was already getting in tune with being part of a relationship show. He was trying to help some married couples keep it frisky, but they didn't really want to participate. But that's okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna get them when he comes back on the 25th.
Yeah, he'll be here on the 25th in Fort Walton at the event room. He's going to be doing a full show that time. I know a lot of people enjoyed him on Sunday, so a lot of people are planning on being there. He was hilarious. He really was.
Absolutely.
It was last from start to finish. All right, so what else you do this weekend?
I worked. That was it.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you? I know you got waterlogged.
I
and
had
all
an
that good
experience
stuff.
at the Funk Fest in Mobile. Now, they did say rain or shine, so you can't be upset. So for all of you people who, I'm standing up for Levi Sims right now. For all you people who went and left because you were rained out, it did say rain or shine on the ticket, so you had to prepare yourself. I ended up leaving a little earlier than I wanted to because I was completely drenched.
And you had that expensive equipment.
Yeah, and I had my equipment with me, and that was getting wet too, so I couldn't stay for the whole thing. But I heard they got down, and I saw some video of some drunk folk in the front row because apparently 8-Ball and MJG showed up and did their thing. And so Mystical was there, and Master P was there, so they got down.
Master P was like the headline. That blew my mind.
Hey, and it also blows your mind because they call it the Funk Fest.
Exactly.
There wasn't one funk artist, but I'm not going.
So we're not supposed to go down that road.
I know it's all love. It's all love. Pepsi promoted that, and shout out to Levi and 96. What was it? BLX
93.
93 BLX, but their actual dial is 92.9, which I will never understand. But it is not for me to understand.
It's an Alabama thing.
Just go
I
with
can
it.
say that because I'm from Alabama.
What else went on this weekend? I did something Friday.
You took pictures at the was it the Ferdinand or didn't you go to that festival downtown?
Oh yeah, the Fiesta Parade.
Okay.
And I finally figured out why they had called it Five Flags Fiesta Parade, because apparently Pensacola was controlled by 5 different countries or something like that. That's just
I'm not going to comment on him just knowing that. Okay.
Well, that's just a wrinkle in your brain for the nerds. What really happened was I asked somebody else, why in the world are we doing this parade? And what's with all the pirates and whatnot?
There was serious fighting going on.
Oh, there was?
I mean, all those years ago.
Oh, well, I had no idea what that was. But, you know, I got a good little wrinkle in my brain, so I feel like 10 seconds smarter.
And you have another opportunity to impress that young lady whenever I set you up with her.
Wow. Oh, that's right. Apparently Tanya feels that I need a date.
I think every pea should have a pod. Maybe that's not the right way to
wow.
say it, but...
Okay. Okay.
He's so polite.
But for, yeah, apparently I need a date for the, what's it called?
The adult prom.
The adult prom. When is that going to be?
July 16th.
July 16th.
July 16th at the event center. Grown and sexy prom. Make sure you look cute, V. But you always look cute, so put on some nice clothes.
I'm at the iron. I'm at the iron.
Okay, we're just gonna talk to Devin, who's the host. We're gonna talk now so that when he's into his hosting duties, he doesn't have to worry about you because he's got the red carpet going to be out there and everything.
Oh, that's right. That's gonna be nice. Yeah.
So you're gonna have to do a little more than iron. You're gonna have to get some stylish behavior.
I'm at the starch
in your life. Some starch.
I'm at the starch some stuff. Make sure it's crisp. I guess I gotta cut my hair.
My face just dropped.
No, but I'm gonna need help. I'm gonna need help from stylish behavior because
we're gonna tuck you and style you.
My color scheme is earth, water.
So the guys get tucked too.
Yeah. They can get tucked.
What does tucking involve when it's the guy? I know this is off subject, but I just need to know because I know when the women are getting tucked. I know what that means.
Guys wear body armor. Some won't admit it.
And some
don't like women
should
like women wear corsets. You have guys that wear not corset, but they do wear Spanx to make themselves look.
Wait.
They call them Manx.
I don't know. Spanx.
Wait. You talking about real dudes?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you an example. You know, remember the group Day 26?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, remember the kind of thick guy named Mike that could woo, he could really sing.
Mm-hmm.
He wore them.
And so
he really insisted that he wear them so he could look smooth in his clothing. It's not so much about it's just making yourself look good in your garment, in your clothes. You know, you want things to lay and be a certain way. So it's not so much as pulling in or tucking. It's just making your garments look a certain way.
I don't know about that.
So guys get to be uncomfortable like the ladies.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's fair. I think if y'all could have babies, that'd be great.
If we had what?
Okay, this is not my show because.
Now I'm just saying, you know,
babies.
I'm gonna represent dudes who will never wear skinny jeans in a day in their life, and male Spanx is kind of a problem for me.
Yes,
like Jay-Z said, I can't wear skinny jeans because my notch won't.
And on that,
that's a good lyric. That's a good lyric.
Quote Jay-Z.
That's a good lyric.
We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna let them talk about their date once our bachelor arrives. He made it to the studio.
It's not good that he's not here yet.
Well, he had approximate. I didn't tell him to be here right on the hour, so he's good. We're not gonna give him a hard time yet.
We're not gonna give him a hard time for being late.
He's not late yet.
Huh?
He's not late yet.
What do you feel about that?
I told him he could be here at 1:15. So he's not late yet.
Oh, he's not technically late yet.
Yeah.
But please know, if he's listening right now, we're talking about you.
And I'm standing up for you, and I'm wondering how that happened.
And in the Caribbean way of talking, we're talking about you so stink right now. So stink right now.
So, all right. We're going to introduce everybody to our lovely guest, Dr. Keya Wiggins. Dr. Wiggins, welcome to Grown Dating.
Thank you.
And Dr. Wiggins, if you would, tell us a little bit about your background.
So, I'm a licensed psychologist, and I work with adults. I've been working with adults now for several years in an outpatient capacity. I just started private practice in the Pensacola area, so right now I'm accepting new clients. My specialties are relationships, any type of relationship, family of origin relationships, romantic relationships, sibling, interpersonal, everything. This is kind of what I feel the most passionate about. So I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to join the discussion today.
We're glad to have you here. I'm very excited because this whole social media issue, especially as it pertains to relationships, I've been told that it, for some people, is a deal breaker.
Okay, so what do you mean by that?
Like the password.
Oh.
Yes.
So like,
What do you mean by that?
Have the password.
Usually it's she
Okay.
that wants he to give up the password. And I'm just like, I don't even know if you're married, if that's a good idea, but I will accept a clinical opinion on it.
Well, if the person wants the other person's password, whether it be she or he, then what that tells me is that there's a lack of trust in the relationship. So Facebook is that's just a symptom of a larger issue.
I agree.
I want to co-sign that sentiment. That lack of trust ain't necessary. Yeah, I want to co-sign that sentiment right there.
I would guess that if he or she got the password, that it wouldn't end there. Because once you get the password, then you have the ability to surveil the other person on a date. You already can surveil people by just pulling up their Facebook page.
Right.
Where they're checking in, who are they posting pictures with,
Right.
who are they with. So to go an extra step and actually have the password to their Facebook where you can then read their inbox messages and stuff like that, it could very easily turn into a compulsion or an obsession where you're always checking.
Awkwardly post stuff on their behalf.
Yeah.
Okay, so that also brings me to another part, because it's not like you said, that's like just one step. So what if I am, I don't know, just even if I don't have your password, but I'm just like constantly, why did you like her picture? Why did you make that comment? Every time she posts a picture, you're the first one to like it.
So this is the problem with social media and relationships. There are some benefits, but there are also some drawbacks to social media and relationships. One of the drawbacks is that you, like I said before, now have access to a person's daily activities, depending on how often they post.
Okay.
Right? So before, when you were in a relationship, let's say 15 years ago, if you called your partner, they didn't answer the phone, that was it, right? Now you call your partner, they don't answer the phone, you check their Facebook, you check their Twitter account, you check to see, well, what is he or she doing? Why isn't she answering the phone? So there is a lot of research to support that Facebook, one of the negative impacts is that it does cause certain anxieties and insecurities in relationships. But that's usually in relationships that are already struggling with trust.
Okay. So, I don't know if you know this, and I probably should have asked you this in advance so you could tell us, but I know it's a big thing for people to stalk people on Facebook. You know, like, it could be someone you used to be involved with.
Right.
It could be just, I'm sorry, yes, V.
They so bold these days, they will tell you they stalking you.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I stalked your page today. Like, I'm supposed to be okay with that.
Well, you know, saying that they...
Culture now.
Yeah. Stalking is part of the culture now. That is the scariest statement I've heard all day.
And I wonder, is it really stalking if I'm your Facebook friend and I just go to the page like for a couple of minutes? Now, if I'm hanging out, scrolling through everything, yeah, I understand
what you
this
find
stuff.
stalking then?
Yeah.
I think that, you know, if that is it can be sort of like a blurry line. So let's say that you and your partner broke up and you're going on his or her page to see what he's doing, right?
Yes.
And you start out by looking at his pic, and then you look at who liked his pic, and then you start researching the person that liked his pic.
Okay, we've slipped on now.
That is taking it to a whole other level. Yeah.
Okay. So, like, I unfriended someone because this was about 2 years ago, and every woman that was my friend, he sent a friend request to.
Okay, so he was
using
that.
When I saw that popping up, I mean, like, every woman. Now, we're from the same hometown. So originally, when I saw, because at that time you could see it popping up, and I would see you know, like they accepted the friend request or whatever. And it was hometown people, but then when he just spread out, I was like, ew.
So it sounds like he was using you, and maybe other people too, to meet new women, to get other connections.
I don't doubt it, because he and his wife eventually got a divorce because of infidelity.
Yeah, so what's really interesting about that is that...
Ooh, guess who walked in? I'm not calling nobody out. Go ahead. Sorry.
We could have waited on that thing.
I'm sorry.
Because that's stank.
I didn't even call him out.
That's stank. Ain't no bro code up in here, but I got your back because I was holding it down for you.
Hey, he can handle it. He good. He can handle it.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Keep going.
So yeah, there was a study done in 2011 where attorneys were asked about an increase. They reported an increase in divorce rates.
Okay.
And the reports, I think 81% said that the majority of the people who reported getting a divorce named Facebook in terms of the reasons why they were pursuing.
Wow. I bet that was a lot of college sweetheart stuff that was unresolved.
I don't know because there are 1.5 billion users of Facebook worldwide.
Okay, how many of those are original accounts? Because
I really don't know.
I know you don't.
I don't know. But that's a lot. And so it's all age groups.
Yeah.
You know, some of the studies I looked at were from 18 to 82 were the population that they were surveying.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow. So. Okay.
Well, I know some people who actually aren't even on Facebook anymore, and they're just like, you know, they're over it, and they're trying to live life without Facebook right now, completely.
That's what it's called.
Completely off the grid. When you're not on Facebook anymore, you're off the grid. Yeah.
I do know a young lady who she was like 34, 35, and she sort of had a Facebook meltdown, like she was 15, 16, and so she took herself off of Facebook.
Yeah. I have a lot of clients that do that, you know, especially if they're dealing with a breakup. Because really the last thing you want to do if you're dealing with a breakup is to go to your ex's Facebook page. And so a lot of people will just deactivate their account because they have a hard time not looking to see what he or she is doing, who are they with. And it just really prolongs your suffering when you do that. Like, it's really hard to get over a relationship if you have access to what that person is doing on a daily basis.
Okay. All right. So I think we're going to take a little break right now, and then we'll come back. We'll come back to you, Dr. Wiggins, after we have an opportunity to speak with the couple who went grown and blind dating. B, what we got coming up next?
I'm gonna play some music. How about that?
I like that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play this and see what happens.
Whoa, I'm scared of that though.
Show me attention, and now cut mine off too. Boy, that I have when I listen, I can make you push your phone down. Every time you get a message, act like you don't see it. I can make you put your phone down. Tell me, do you got it? I can make you put your phone down. Boy, that ain't gonna stop me. I can make you put your phone down. I can make you
I can make you put your phone down.
All right. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Apparently, she likes that song.
Because I can.
And I think that's a relevant term these days because a lot of people live in their phones. A lot of people, you just know the top of their heads when you see them walking by. So, so ladies, get your hair done at the top of your heads because that's the first thing we see because you're always in your phone.
So make sure that wig is tight or straight. Or never mind.
What do they call it now? What, the lace front?
Oh, let's not start on the lace front.
Is that what they call it now?
Everybody in here got their own, so we can't really have that.
Oh, got that all natural. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. So that song was good. I think I want to play something else.
If you must.
I think I'm gonna play something that's appropriate.
Like that wasn't.
Huh?
Like that wasn't.
I mean, you know, I kind of like the oldies. I'm gonna go a little bit back, if you must. You know, like Computer Love.
Yes, I like that.
We're gonna go with that.
That was the original, voice box or what was that?
Yeah.
Okay. Back. You're listening to Gorw Dating on the Real Women Radio station. You are listening to TJ
and V.
And tonight we have a special treat for you. But before we get to that, I have to say something okay, so when we did the launch party, we set up a couple on a blind date. But before they could even get to the date, you know, because I'm going to be honest, V and I weren't coming out of our pockets to send them anywhere, right?
Yeah, I don't know y'all like that.
That's it. I ain't got that kind of love. It's messed up.
I mean, I know you now.
Hands, right?
I'll let you borrow a couple now. Yeah.
So this is what we did. I reached out to my church, Inglewood Baptist Church, located at 1100 Scott Street. They have a restaurant there. It's a restaurant ministry, the Inglewood All-in-One Restaurant, and they gave us $30 so that our couple could go there, have a meal, have a dessert, have some sweet tea, sweet lemonade, sweet Kool-Aid. Emphasis on sweet. It's great. It is. It's great. I'm not laughing. I'm not mocking because I drink it. Okay.
No, that Kool-Aid's on point. I ain't gonna lie
is.
to you. Take me back to childhood.
So once again, that was at the Inglewood All-in-One, and we want to thank Senior Pastor Larry Watson Jr., They were just very kind. I didn't have to beg them. I just asked them. And so now we're going to talk to our bachelor. His first initial is J. We want to protect his anonymity just in case the date that...
Wow, just in case he cheating? Is that what you're saying?
We'll roll with that. We'll roll with Jay.
Just in case he cheating.
No, I was going to say just in case the date didn't go well and he needs to get away from this
Just
chick.
in case he got...
That's all I'm trying to
Just
say.
in case he got baby mothers looking for him.
So, Jay, tell us a little about yourself, Bachelor numero uno.
Well, I'm a writer. I'm a local writer. I'm from Pensacola. I like to talk about cultural economics. The show I have on Real Women Radio.
So he's a host, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm a host on the show.
Anonymity is now gone.
I mean,
Pretty much.
So
I did all that.
I wrote a book called The Moorish Essence of Pensacola. I like history. I was on the history of Pensacola. I also got a children's book out called Do You Know Estevanico? So check that out. So yeah, that's what I do. You know, a teacher, educator.
That boy got a resume. All right.
Absolutely. So I felt a responsibility to this bachelor to find a sister who was conscious, a sister who is in touch with her womanness and in touch with her culture, and who knows a little something about Marcus Garvey. This young lady hails from Mississippi.
Wow.
And we are going to protect her anonymity as long as she will allow us.
For the next 10 seconds.
Folks already know.
So, Sister S, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am a native of the Mississippi Delta. I'm a business owner. D&J's Favorite Things of Pensacola. By love, I am a historian of African American social history. I'm an adjunct professor at Pensacola State College.
She gave herself away.
Oops. Continue. And I am a host of Stylish Behavior here at Real Women Radio. Yeah, we keeping it family. It's okay.
Oh,
Okay,
so,
even though she is a host as well, I need everybody out there listening to know that it was not planned. It was random. I asked the bachelor three questions, and his first question made every single lady put her hand down except for Sarah. So I was like, well, this isn't fair, but hey, those were the rules. He got 3 questions.
What was the question?
Okay, the first question, do you like sports?
He said football.
Football.
Okay, I'm
See,
sorry.
that kind of cut it down.
Well, I'm sorry. I remembered it was the sports area. Don't take points away because I don't like it. Because I don't like sports.
Okay.
I wasn't.
You want to leave it open? You know?
Oh, okay.
All right, well, let me ask the question. What
So
kind
the
of...
second question was, do you like organic food?
Yeah.
And then the last question.
5 sisters, so that's not on the menu.
5 sisters is not as organic.
And the last question was, do you play chess? And Sarah kept her hand up the entire time, so I had no choice but to give her and Jay the gift certificate, even though I was sort of thinking it might be a good way for us to hang out and, break the ice and get to know each other, but, we had to do what was fair.
Oh, Lord.
So
Let's get into this date.
Let's talk
Let's get
about,
into this date.
did y'all meet up there, or did you pick him up, or...
Well,
Whoa,
king,
I'm
that's
sorry.
king,
Queen Sarah.
Spin me up to the limo.
We're going to clear this up. Queen Sarah is feminine.
Okay.
Feminine. We having fun, y'all. We having fun.
That was non-traditional gender role. I appreciate that.
Hold on. I don't think they heard what she said. Pass her the mic.
She knows I am.
We have a psychologist here. You know what she's talking about.
I was just saying that I appreciate that TJ was going with non-traditional gender roles by asking if he got picked up by her. I thought that was cool.
No, it don't go down like that. You know, I'm a traditional guy.
Okay, so tell us how it went down.
I picked up and we rode to Inglewood.
Okay,
Inglewood
so
Palace.
did y'all meet at a neutral location, or did she trust you enough to give you her address?
Well, you know, it's not like we did.
Look at your notes for that.
That boy got notes. It's a scholar.
I know that I'm the guest speaker.
We got a
No,
Do your thing. Do your thing. Ask. Go ahead.
Look, she blushing.
So-
She's so excited. She is blushing. I love it.
I'm nosy. So
Okay.
I can interview y'all all day. So I'm just curious.
Yeah. What it
What
was?
were first impressions? Like when you saw each, like when he pulled up.
Okay.
I should tell you, Dr. Wiggins, they've known each other for a few years.
Oh.
Yeah.
So-
you knew who you were going
About a year. About a year.
About a year.
stand
Yeah.
corrected?
Comfortably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, well, then I have another question.
Okay.
So, since y'all know each other, when you saw that she was the one that still had her hand up, how did you feel when you were like, oh, we're about to go on a date with this person that I've known for the past year?
Ooh, she leaned forward. She
I
leaned
knew it was
forward.
gonna be a hearty conversation. You know, a lot of commonalities and a lot of similar likes, similar
And what did
interests.
you think when you were like the only one with your hand up?
Finding after
Yeah.
the fact, it was Jay.
Oh, you didn't know?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because we kept The Bachelor. Well, I kept The Bachelor anonymous.
I was like,
I don't
Lord.
think B even knew who The Bachelor.
I didn't even know who that dude was.
I'm just running.
I just knew it was- I thought it was gonna be Eric Benet barefoot, cause organic food and all this kind of stuff. I thought he was gonna have his shirt buttoned down, open, and
It took
No,
everything
honey,
I had not
a Morris King, honey.
to- It took everything I had not to make it be you, B. I'm gonna be honest about that.
Me
What?
and V on the date.
If you ever
That'd
try to
been-
do it,
now that would've been funny.
You're kind of giving yourself away.
that actually would have been funny.
I already know.
Yeah.
I can't. No.
That would have been funny. We'd have laughed the entire time. But anyway.
That'd-
I say this, it was literally a hot date. Literally. It was like
Wait! Back up! You just can't gloss over a comment like that.
It was
Wait.
90 degrees.
Wait. But you said literally in that way, like not
Yeah, like the temperature.
figuratively or metaphorically.
It was cool. It was hot and cool, I say. It was hot. It was literally.
Y'all are being real cautious in your
Yeah,
answers.
y'all
It
sidestepping.
was literally cool.
He's very.
I mean, literally hot, but
He's very
physically
precise,
cool.
and I need you to remember, you're not just dealing with V and I. Let's see, we got a trained.
We got a
professional
doctor.
sitting here.
Professor X.
She seeing right. She see right through it right now. She
Professor
seeing
X
right
is
through
like-
it right now.
She's sitting in with her helmet on her head.
Oh yeah,
Like,
she
just
see
seeing
right through it right
I'm
now.
like really into this.
Good.
I'm really into this. Okay, so tell us more about the date. Like, so you already know each other, so it wasn't like you had to ask all those weird questions to get to know each other in the beginning. But where did the conversation start on the blind date? I mean, it's technically blind, but
Well, it started at Inglewood. It was a weird situation. Not a weird situation, but an interesting situation.
Strange situation.
We had a little trouble getting our meal.
Okay, so
Okay.
So,
I mean,
we're gonna be careful what we say about our host.
Okay.
okay.
Because it was really not his fault.
Okay.
I just need to say that because there was a ball drop. Information was left. The guy that you spoke to didn't. I just don't want you to go down that path.
Oh, it's cool. It's cool.
Okay.
I wasn't
cool.
gonna make no big deal.
Oh, okay. That's all.
It's strictly comedy.
Yeah, it's like.
I'm just more curious about the interaction between the two of you,
Okay.
not the interaction at the restaurant.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, so why don't you
okay.
answer? Like, what?
Basically, like I said, Jay and I are cool anyway, so that's what made it very, very easy. Because I know he's a great conversationalist,
Yeah.
and we'll be able to bond in that aspect because we have. It's nothing. I think we've hung out at Books A Million or whatever, and just shot the
okay.
proverbial before because this, hey,
Yeah.
you got two thinkers, something's bound to happen.
Right.
intellectually. But our experience at Inglewood, I most definitely Jay is truly a king, honestly. And when I say I let him, not let him, I don't want to say let him because he is. Just king role, you know. He made sure everything was on point. He made sure he was calculating everything we need to calculate. I being in my queen role, I went and prepared our drinks. Actually, that's the cute. To me, that was the cutest moment. Not because I prepared our drinks, but I asked him. I said, "Well, what would you like?" Because I'm a Southern girl. I like Arnold Palmer's. I did what I did. I said, "What did you like?" And he turned out. He looked up and he said, "I want red stuff." And I thought it was so cute coming from a person I know that
red stuff.
Yeah, with the red stuff. And he was like, seriously, I want the red stuff. And it was so cute to me because I'm like, okay, I know you know $500 words because we have used them in several conversations. So there was a point of basicness, if you can call it that, because we have had these conversations about culture, economics, and education, and it's fun to get down. You know, you see that raw regular of a person. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, it's red stuff. Cool.
But look at that
hashtag,
smile. I'm just
That's what I was going to say. I'm really
hashtag red
noticing a lot of
stuff.
chemistry in the room. So that's sweet.
Okay. I smile all the time, but
Can we talk about like highs
She is
during
digging
the day?
in.
Like highs and lows. Like what was something that you really feel like you learned about each other during the day?
before that, tell. I'm sorry, Dr. Wiggins. Tell us what happened after you got that, because you did not stay there. You went on the road, right?
I want Jay to tell. I'm sorry.
And we're asking you just to
Jeremy.
get a little closer and pretend that you're whispering in my ear because I'm having trouble hearing you.
Get in the mic.
Okay, whispering in your ear like that. Oh, like close like this?
Yes, and
Okay.
speak
That'll
up,
work.
please.
Okay, we had a situation where it was kind of like a distraction in Inglewood. Where, you know, it was this lady. She was like, "It's water on the floor," and so she came over our table. So we basically we wanted to go and get a little quiet time. So we went out to Maritime Park.
Ooh.
Oh, so you took the date someplace else.
So messy.
By the water, yeah. It was a little table out there and by the playground. And she her motherhood came out of her. You know, she was a family lady, and she said, "I used to bring my kids out here so we can usually bring the babies out here so we can come out here and eat."
Ooh.
Yes, nice setting.
I like it.
That's a good move. Water's always nice.
Water, yeah, it's relaxing. I like water.
Yeah,
That was a good
me
move.
too. And it's very
That was a good move. I like that.
it's very common. And being that we're thinkers and we're always thinking, there was a part of the conversation is you need the time to just chill. You don't get to chill as much as you would like to because you have a schedule. Because even sometimes planning, when you're busy like that and you're planning a date, it's hard to get to the date if you are. He's trying to build his empire. I'm trying to build mine. So it's difficult to get to sometimes.
So let me just have one more question. So I'm curious, how did you view each other before the date, and did that change after the date?
You heavy.
Yeah.
You heavy.
And interesting enough,
That's
what I was interested in seeing, and I'll explain why. Go ahead.
Go.
I was interested in how Jay viewed me afterwards, and I'm looking forward to this interview actually because I'm divorcee. I was with my partner for 7 years, married to last year, and it went. So dating and getting back into dating is like, okay, you don't know how you see yourself because you've been a wife and you don't know how anybody sees you but your spouse. So it's like, okay, so how are men really looking at me? Like, what do they see? What is it, you know? And that's why maybe it's a sociological experiment for me too. I mean, great company, but also, and especially a person who can give me an honest assessment of. I know he's not ignorant. He's not going. The outer appearance is so like the minimum that I know matters to him because he's an intellectual. Right. So it's like, yeah, it matters to him that I'm smart. The things that I know is important. So,
well, I'm into astrology, so I viewed her as a Cancer before I talked to her. So I guess that she was a Cancer, but she said no, I'm a Leo, and I do see that extroverted side, that that fun side of her, you know.
So let me add something that you shared with me earlier, because that's only part of it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. The appearance does matter, because I gave him an option.
Oh.
I was like, okay. I gave him an option. I was like, so conscious or cute?
Are you saying which one is?
I asked him, conscious or cute?
You asked me, do I remember what I answered?
Yeah. You don't remember?
I said I would prefer to have both, but if one, I'd take conscious. Is that what I said?
Well, I'll let you get away with that.
So no, that must be what you said.
It was a while back, so I don't remember exactly.
You were like, how cute?
Verbatim what I don't remember exactly verbatim.
You just wanted to know how cute she was. That's all.
Okay.
I was about to say, yeah, okay, never mind. Because I was like, well, what does that mean?
What does what mean?
Okay, so there is an evolutionary explanation as to why we go for people that we're attracted to, and it's not something that we're always conscious of. But, for men sort of evolved to be more attracted to women who could bear children. So this means women that look healthy, that, have a certain, it could be different in terms of the frame and things like that people are attracted to. And then women, from an evolutionary perspective, strictly from an evolutionary perspective, sort of look more for providers. So this is the hunter-gatherer when we're talking about evolutionary perspective.
Well,
so this is someone that's financially stable and things like that.
Well, I to be honest, I've always been attracted to intellect. Has it always been a priority on the forefront? No. As you get older and gain sense, yes.
But see, I can use the evolutionary explanation to explain why that's important to you, because someone that has intellect is going to probably be stable. It's going to have a stable sort of job or career, and so I don't know if you would be interested in someone who's very, very smart, who you would have to support financially.
Wow.
That was a big fat no.
Wow.
That's a challenge right there.
I was going to say something cute, but he is going to kill me, so I'm going to be quiet.
That's the challenge.
Do they exist?
Yeah.
Someone's really smart that you have to financially support?
Of course.
Oh.
Smart people don't have jobs, too.
Amen.
Okay. All right.
Some brothers will support a woman they find attractive, financially.
Yeah, she could.
Yeah, that happens.
It's what pretty gets you.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
And beauty gets you what?
Beauty gets you. Yeah. Beauty gets you the guns.
That should be all the way
Get you
around.
the butter.
That can be supported again from the evolutionary perspective, because if someone is beautiful, whatever that means, quote unquote, then maybe they're healthy enough to bear children, they're healthy enough to take care of those children. So, I mean, we can't sort of parcel out the evolutionary explanation and say,
So you trying to say he found me attractive? I'm a little stout joint over here.
Well, he probably
I'm being silly. That's a silly part of
subconsciously
me.
already knew she could be possibly fertile. I mean, she already got 2 children.
Oh wow.
She's childbearing
when you're
able.
operating from an evolutionary perspective, it's not a conscious process. Like, it's not something that you're consciously thinking of. It's basic. It's like those primitive sort of part of you. It's
Y'all
not
got
something
us
that you
having
think
children. I'm being
So
silly.
we're going to let you talk
silly.
a little bit more about
Okay.
the date. So you're at the water. It's beautiful. It's hot. Literally.
Literally hot.
Literally, very hot.
I do have a question over here that was texted in.
Oh Jesus!
And,
Jesus!
Brace yourself.
Okay.
Can we hold hands?
No. We're in it already.
Go
We're in it.
ahead.
So
We're in
the
it.
question is,
Who's it for? Who's it for?
did you kiss her?
I know who asked that.
hold on. We gotta talk about the date first. You get into the crescendo before we even start.
Okay.
So there was a crescendo. Never mind. All right, let's back up.
We understand what that word means. He the music
What
man.
crescendo mean? I read, play, and sing, and yeah,
Let's back up.
vibrato. Even.
So what happened? What happened at the
Staccato.
park? Yeah.
And
Well-
just speak up just a little bit.
We just had some hearty conversation. She's very lettered, so we talked about it's a lot of academic discussions on theory, philosophy, and how we should treat each other as a man and woman. And we got to look at a lot of the scenery on the water. So we saw pelicans. She said she thought pelicans were ugly.
Now, that's sweet because he remembered specifically what you said about pelicans.
You hating on pelicans.
That's nice.
After that, we saw a
That means
crane.
he's listening.
We saw a crane.
And he was talking about how cranes were on some Egyptian
That's the
Rosetta
type of-
Stone.
Yeah.
And we got into that, and I said, I used to teach Egyptian philosophy, and he said, oh yeah, and yeah, I know y'all, I know.
Yeah, that's the type of conversation
Yeah.
that we had.
That's deep.
Like each little
From three
thing
simple
had a
questions.
deeper meaning to it. Like
I got a question.
Layered conversation. Yeah.
I'm gonna get back to basic.
Go
Oh wow.
The philosophy stuff is cool. But
But people want to know, did you kiss?
no. Do you? I'm not even gonna go there yet.
Oh,
We getting there, but I'm not gonna go there yet.
Okay.
Do you remember what she wore?
Yeah, she wore the basic her style, in D&J's. She had on a orange and yellow type. It's like kind of like an island type look. She had a yellow wrap around her head with her hair coming out.
Aww.
And
You see him doing that thing people do when they bringing it back to their memory. That's
yeah. So it was she had on sandals and had a jewelry on it. It was nice accessorized. As that's her thing.
Okay, so do you remember what he wore? I mean,
Yes.
I'm starting at square one. We going somewhere with this. But
I don't even know if I remember what I wore.
Which is even never mind.
I'm so blown away. I'm sorry. I'm blown away to remember what I had on. I'm sorry. Y'all forgive me.
yeah, that was real nice.
He
I
was
like it.
basic. Just it was hot. A basic tee and shorts. Not
That's
not
generic.
rich.
That's
Not
real
ridiculous.
generic.
Not
Basic
basic
tee.
What color tee? What color? Color, ma'am.
Oh, he had on the gosh. No. Is a tee? No. I'm silly, y'all.
She doesn't know.
I do know, and I do know, and I do remember. Okay. No, the way he's dressed comfortably all the time. He's a tee, decorative tee.
I wear suits
shorts.
sometimes.
You didn't have on no suit that
I
day,
wear-
Jay.
Yeah, that's true.
But I do remember you in your suits and at your book signings.
Oh, so we going back in history now.
All right.
We just talking about the date, but all right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So what are you trying to get at by asking them what they were wearing?
I mean, just because people who are really into each other, they kind of remember the details. So I was just trying to see if they remembered any details.
Well, can I
think
speak?
he remembered specifically her things that she said.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that tells me that he was tuned in to
Right.
what was happening in the
Oh
movie.
yeah, that went way past the visual. Yeah, that was cool.
And I should say that she's running a business, teaching, radio host,
Yeah.
2 young daughters. So it could have been yesterday, and she may not remember by now. In all honesty,
I'm sorry. It's mommy brain.
Yeah.
But I do remember the conversation. I do remember the
That's
things.
what's important.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I do. He was most definitely present. I was most definitely present.
ooh,
So did you kiss? Can we answer the text?
That's a
now?
psychologist.
Yes.
The doctor
Yes,
asked
we
that
did.
question.
I kissed
Yes,
on
y'all.
the hand. I kissed on the hand.
Yes,
I kissed on the hand.
he did.
Jeremy, you are so gallant.
I like that. That's
He was a complete gentleman. He was truly a king.
Like he
was,
had
he was
any other
very
choice. That's
respectable.
who he is.
Yes, that's who he is. I mean, so hey.
So will there be, or have you already had a second date, or will there be a second date?
Hey, she's on it.
I I wasn't expecting to have 3 people. You know?
Hey,
You already know the answer, don't you?
I don't know. That's why.
We might go see X-Men or something.
Oh, so there
Yay,
are
go
plans.
X-Men. Yeah, we discussed.
wait.
Hey, Dr. Side Eye.
Wait. Is that you asking now?
Asking what?
I think so.
Is that how he was asking right now?
Pretty
We probably gonna see X-Men or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
She got excited, so
Oh, she
there
was
may
with
have been
it.
some previous conversation.
She was with it. I'm liking it.
Y'all such a mess.
Since
Wow.
we already had the interrogation with Professor X, the preview.
Yeah. We might as well go and follow up on it.
Jean Grey. That's the female, Jean Grey.
That is hilarious.
Yeah,
So-
it was cool though. It was cool.
So how would you rate the date?
It was
Scale
good.
of 1 to 10.
Oh yeah, we forgot. We went to the bookstore. I taught her how to play chess. Remember that was one of the things.
Oh yeah, the chess.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
We did play
so,
chess.
yeah.
And I'm not as lost as I
And
thought
it
I was.
Oh yeah, no, don't believe that. I had to retract moves. She's like, "What's that? What just happened?" I'm like, "You just move your pawn."
Now see, he being now see, look. Now see, this is not okay. This black man
So
for
she
you.
just kept her hand up so she could go on the date.
No, you said play chess and play. You didn't say play well. I could play. I cannot
He
play
made it
well.
seem like you didn't really. He said he taught you how to play chess.
Well, I guess I reminded. Like,
Oh, okay.
you know, she
It was a refresher.
refresher. Yeah, refresher. Because
Well, it sounds like, and I don't mean to take over TJ,
Nah, do your thing.
but it sounds like this was a really good date. Like, and part of, I think, what comes up for me is that people think that once you get to be a certain age, like you were saying, you know, you've been married, you've been divorced, you forget how to date.
Yeah.
And going on a blind date takes a lot of courage because you didn't know who you were going to be set
You're
up
like,
with,
Lord,
right?
Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it couldn't be any worse than because I mean. Thank God,
yeah.
Jay. But I've dated some people in Pensacola, well, men, and wow.
I work with
This
a lot
is
of
this is the
right.
first good date. That's all I'm gonna say. This is the first good date.
I work with
Seriously.
a lot of young adults, and they feel like, and I always talk to them about this because they won't date a certain type of person. Like they have in their mind, like he needs to have this, and this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that I tell them is you won't know until you try it, right? So you're not going to marry everybody that you date. If you want to get married, that's great. Everybody want to get married. But if your goal is to get married, you're going to have to try some things out first. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
when you learn how to ride a bike, like you fell down. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? When you learn how to walk, you fell down. Anytime you're trying something new, there's going to be moments where it's like, oh yeah, like that didn't really work out. But if you want to be in a relationship, you got to take risks. So what you did by keeping your hand up, and even playing the game, because I was there and I didn't play the game.
And I'm
not playing the game.
and that's a little bit of my wild child. And I'm glad
You
you
took the risk.
and I'm glad you emphasized that, and because this is what I get, and some of my other girlfriends who are single, they get, guys often think, oh, she's gonna be attached to all this other stuff. Like, okay, no, I'm not wearing a veil to the date. It is just that it is a date. Right. I'm not desperate, nor am I all this other stuff. I want to go on a date, just simply have fun. I would like to go to a movie and just simply have fun, because
a lot of people won't go out because they don't want to look desperate. They don't want somebody to think something about them. And most people don't care what you're doing. You know
they don't.
And if they're
they
really
could care
paying
less.
attention to what you're doing, then there's something that they need to work on themselves.
And prior to going on the blind date, I even made up in my mind, because career-wise, I'm just not going to date. And I even talked to Jay about this. The reason I chose not to is because I'm like, okay, I know, for me, what you need when you're building while you're building in your empire versus when you actually have it established, it changes. Mm-hmm. And I don't necessarily know what that means. So to keep from being confused and going through a whole bunch of stuff, let me just sit still and let me focus on my grind. Let me focus on my children. Let me focus. But meantime, between time, and we even talked about this, you kind of pull your hair out. You're like, I need to relax. Right. I need to chill. I need to just, whew. And I think that's a lot of why the date went really well, because it was like chill time for us too.
It sounded like it was really easy.
Yeah, it was.
So, Jay, how do you look at that? Because she's giving us her perspective, and you haven't been married before, right?
no.
Okay. So, what was your...
No.
So, what was your view on dating to even be the bachelor for this?
Well, I'm at a different state as far as I don't have any children, but we do have the same commonality that we trying to do big business, very aspiring to do things. So, I'm inspired by beauty and having support of women who actually see your vision and things like that.
Sure.
So it's good to be with a person who's like-minded, or have a date with a person who's like-minded, or as far as me as a person that where I'm at in my career is that trying to find that one that's going to be a help me or support, a real supportive in building what I'm trying to build or trying to establish as a man.
Okay.
So that's what
What was the question that we had?
Somebody asked the question that, but I think we're way past that. We're real deep in it right now. Somebody asked the question. I don't know why. They sent a text message or something. Do y'all talk on the phone?
That's the easy question to
Pause.
answer.
This is a pause.
I think that means yes, and they're kind of like.
Because we have before.
we're in the same venues.
we see each other.
It'd be like, are you going to this June Fest to set up as a vendor? So we have conversations, and it's like a professional thing and a personal thing.
Yeah, I read this article on JSTOR. Hey, check this out, and me send it to your email. Let me that you check this out.
So it's like that.
I'm gonna ask y'all to pause for just a second. I want you to watch them as I ask this next question.
Here we go.
So, Sarah, if I set Jay up with another bachelorette,
Just so that you know, Sarah is now covering her face with her lovely locks.
She ready. She pondering.
like cousin it right now.
She pondering.
No.
I think she.
Do I have
it'd
to
be
act
okay.
like no? Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Finish
Did you
the question.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
How would you feel if I set him up on another date with someone else? How would you feel if I set her up on a date with someone
Ask him
else?
that.
Well,
I already know your answer from that.
Silence said a lot. That silence said a
it'd
lot.
be okay with me. I'm about freedom and keeping options open right now. It's not entangled. So, I know it wouldn't be as good as my date.
All right.
Say
So
that.
I know.
That's confidence.
But it's
You-
cool to.
Okay.
You could be
get
Caribbean.
extra.
He could be Caribbean on that one.
It's good to get multiple. Not like to say multiple.
Wow.
But have a variety of experiences. So I wouldn't mind her having.
So you don't have any competition. I hear you.
No. I do have competition. It's a lot of good brothers out here. Despite what they say, I see a lot of good brothers like Vernon, like other brothers out here trying to be positive. So
Right.
I do have competition, but I'm a man. That was competition. That we want competition. You feel? That's why we try to get cars.
You're right.
That's why we try to get cars, nice cars. Because of y'all. What Chris Rock say?
Yeah, one comedian. Yeah, I think Chris Rock said that. If it wasn't for women, we'd be living in a cardboard box. We wouldn't care.
So yeah. I mean, it's cool with me. I know about on her end.
Okay, I
So-
can.
A woman is different.
And I'll be honest with you. We did not take up a collection for a second date, so you're on your own.
So why you brought that up?
I know. I feel like the anvil is gonna drop out of the sky.
I'm just going deeper.
Shout out to Inglewood. I would like to go there again. The dressing was good. The baked chicken was great. I had red velvet cake. I actually had
The red
yeah,
velvet's
I usually only get those on the holidays.
I
so
gave
was
him
like,
my
oh,
dessert. Does that mean anything?
man.
Yeah, that means
Y'all engaged. You gave him.
I gave him my dessert.
Yeah. What else did I have? I had mixed vegetables. That was like
Okay, so
Organic.
I would
You
just
like
like to point
vegetables
out
then?
that I'm going to make a process comment. So you were talking about them going on a different date, or how would they feel about going on dates with other people? And all of a sudden, we're talking about the menu. Did anybody see the left that he just made?
Yeah.
How we get to
It
the
was
menu?
cute.
We're talking about
I
y'all going on
wanted
another
to
date.
I wanted to do an advertisement so that we can.
That's called
Shouts out to
deflection.
Inglewood.
Google it.
Inglewood Kitchen. It's a good food, best food in town. Dressing. Mixed
Google
vegetables.
deflection.
Wing dinner.
Can I?
White meat, dark
That is
meat.
Nicole Dixon doing way too much of the most with her life at the moment.
Oh, that's
You can't
hilarious.
set up
Are
another.
they sitting in a tree?
I was swerving in my car, trying to listen.
Wait. So, but the other side of that question hasn't been answered yet.
Yeah, it hasn't.
It was answered in her
To my
body
me?
language, but nobody could see it.
Me?
Nobody can see
Was
it.
somebody dating him? Wow.
It's just a blind date.
See, all she wanted was a little extra time. You're not. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need an audible answer because this is radio.
I mean, can't nobody come behind the queen, baby. I mean,
I don't know. When she was talking, I was like, I need a date with Jeremy. She said they kissed. I was like, woo!
Kissed on the hand.
I would say this.
I was just saying, but y'all was hesitant in the answer.
I mean,
My mind went somewhere.
Okay, y'all keep in mind that I haven't been on a decent date in a while, so you don't want to share stuff like that. No, and they need to have their mind right. If they're gonna go out on a date with him, they need to have their mind right. Cause he really is a good guy.
What you think about that, Dr. Keya?
I think that's really sweet. I
Yeah.
mean, I can tell that you really
Yeah,
care about him. Like I'm not saying that
Yeah.
like, you're in love with him or anything, but I can
Yeah.
tell that there's some.
That's what I meant.
No. I'm just saying there's some affection that you have
I
toward
thought they
him.
was getting married. I was wondering where the marriage certificate was at. Y'all heard the doc.
She got that Jill Scott. You know when Jill Scott getting in the way. You know that video?
Oh, yeah.
When she show up.
Oh yeah.
I hope she don't. If we do get a date, I hope she don't do that Jill Scott thing. So you know what I'm saying?
sister, honey, girl. I know you don't understand.
That's my man now.
It's on the fun tip. We're good. I would if he did however he decided today. I just would hope that she would be respectful of him and the guy he is, and really value him. I value him as a friend first, so that's what made it easy. But I mean, seriously, I would have a problem with it because I'm a Leo. Because when we care about you, we like really care.
That's honest.
So if there was no romantic interest at all, if we had never gone on a blind date, say he roll up in Pensacola network with somebody, I'm like, okay, I'm checking her out because I know his value. So it's like, okay,
I'm gonna hold you back, Sarah. Don't worry. I'm gonna hold you back.
and I know his value. You don't want a guy this great to be mistreated. It's just bad business.
I mean, even Jeremy and I, we don't have the friendship that you have with him,
Mm-hmm.
and I felt like I wanted to make sure this was a good date for him.
Right.
In the conversation that we had, he had a bad experience being set up in the past, so I wanted to make sure.
What experience was that?
What's the bad experience?
Yeah. What
You
experience
said
was
somebody said
Really,
you look like a
Montel?
joke, blind dating or something.
Oh, about a blind
Joke.
date. A blind date, yeah.
It was a joke?
That was tough.
And so
Wait.
I was like, no, it's not going to be like that this time. So he really stepped out of his comfort zone to even give us a chance for this.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't do me like that.
What happened?
We can't get past it now.
Brother,
You better digging this. Oh,
No.
One of
he
my-
ain't as bad as Dr. Keya because she was going in.
I know she was.
She's real heavy questions.
She was like, so, blah, 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 blah. And I imagine her with her notepad on her couch.
She was going in.
Okay, we're going to take a little break right now. We thank y'all so much for participating, and we wish you much success out there grown and dating.
Peace.
We survived it, Jay. Woo-hoo. Okay. Now.
Y'all see hot text?
See who?
Welcome back to Grown and Dating. We had such a great time with our blind date couple, Jay and Queen Sarah, and it was fantastic. I think they'll go out again. They're definitely going out again.
Yeah, I think they're going out right now. I think they're going straight in right now. Which is cool.
If you could have seen their faces,
Yeah.
I mean, there was blushing, there were pauses, and it's like that pause is saying a lot.
Yeah, that said a lot. But it was cool. I like that. That looked like a real genuine moments that they were having. So
Absolutely. We are still with Dr. Keya Wiggins, and we are accepting your calls. So the number you can call into 850-332-3303. That's 850-332-3303. And Dr. Wiggins, V, and myself will do our best to answer your questions. We'll take your comments about their dates. If you want to take up a collection to send them on another date, we'll tell you where you can send the funds.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, but in the meantime, I think the doctor could help us out.
Okay.
Cause I'm a divorcee too.
Okay.
I was married for 7 years as well, and I moved from a bigger city to a smaller city. Well, I would say smaller city, as in Pensacola. I moved from D.C.
Okay.
And so I found the dating to be considerably different
I imagine so.
in certain ways. So it's an adjustment for me, and
I
me
missed
being
the call, V. I apologize.
Oh,
We
you-
have
a call came in?
already. Yeah.
already. Well, I can wait. You calling her back?
Yes.
Okay. While she's talking, I'm gonna ask.
Okay.
So, for somebody who's like, I'm a busy person as well.
Yeah.
No,
Hi,
I work.
Were you trying to reach Grown and Dating?
Oh, she's talking to him right now.
Okay, I'm going to put you on the air.
Oh, she's about to go on the air. Well, all right. Get down.
Thank you so much for calling.
Can you hear?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, it's something weird going on, V. Give me just a second. I apologize.
You can put on. Okay. Get back to me.
Okay, go ahead. From DC to Pensacola,
Yeah.
different dating environment.
Completely different
Being
dating
busy.
environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, being a busy person.
Right.
So when a young lady says she
I'm gonna
understands
figure
that you're
this out,
busy,
so give me
Right.
just
but
a
then
second,
still
okay?
gets upset because you're busy,
Thank you.
Right.
how do I process that or explain?
So if she's getting upset because you're busy, then she doesn't understand what you mean by busy. Her needs aren't getting met in the relationship.
Exactly.
So if you wanted to really resolve the issue, then what you can't have a relationship without compromise.
Exactly.
And healthy relationships don't exist without compromise.
Okay.
So if she says, you're too busy, this isn't what I want, then you ask her, what is it that you need from me? Do you need quality time? Do you need more affection? And then you make the compromise. So if you feel like you're in a place in your life where you want to have a relationship, then you'll have to carve out time for the relationship, just like you would anything else that you feel passionate about that you want to do. If you're not doing that, then maybe you're not in a place where you need a relationship or where you're really ready for a relationship.
I don't think I'm in a place where I'm ready for a relationship.
I mean, I think that's evident. And I don't know why you put "we" in there. You got a question.
Oh.
Okay. Caller, can you hear us?
Hi.
Hi.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yay.
Hi. Hey.
This is TJ, and you're on with V and Dr. Keya.
Okay. Good evening. My question is, what do you think as we age is the hardest part about dating and trying to remain out there?
Ooh, great question.
So are you speaking specifically about women in general? Because I feel like the answer is, go ahead.
I think men and women probably have some of the same problems as we age and date. Like, I think it's different dating in your 20s versus dating in your 40s.
It is, yeah. So when you're in your 20s, you're probably going to be in more social situations where there are singles, right, who are also the same age, who are also in their 20s. And typically, by the time you get into your 30s, 40s, 50s, a lot of your friends, your partners, whomever, might be in relationships. They may not be married, but they might be in long-term relationships. So if you find yourself single, you might really struggle with knowing where to go, or, you know, how to find other single eligible bachelors or bachelorettes. And I think one of the things that people do that's a mistake is they don't get out of their comfort zone. So they will, you know, get up, go to work, do what you got to do for the kids, come home, you know, have dinner, sit and watch TV, and then start it all over again the next day, and then be like, why am I single? You know, you really have to put yourself out there, even if it means allowing yourself on the weekend to, you know, go to a coffee shop and just kind of sit and hang out where you're outside of your house. Go to the beach, go to the park. You know, in Pensacola, there's so many beautiful areas for us to go. You know, in downtown, downtown area is really revitalized now. So I think that people just get into a routine, and it ends up, you know, one day turns into 1 month, turns into 2 years, and then 5 years of your life is gone, and you're doing the same thing now that you were 5 years ago.
Can I add something to that? I think sometimes we, as women, we need to go out alone sometimes.
Exactly.
Don't always travel in groups of 3 and 4 women, because it didn't really work when you were younger, and it's really not going to work as you're getting older.
And a lot of women feel intimidated by that because, you know, there's this fear that if somebody sees me eating alone, what are they going to think about me? They're probably going to think that you're approachable. You know, that
you're hungry.
Yeah, that you're approachable and, you know, are there wanting to get out. Yeah, and that you're confident. Exactly.
Well, based on a body language. Because some women have a
body language too. That's a good point. So don't leave your house and
have a scowl on your face
and reading a book. Like that's not an open demeanor inviting people to come talk to you. Put the book down, take the headphones out, put your head up, and, you know, make eye contact with people in the room.
Don't continuously text.
Right.
What's another suggestion that you would give from the male point of view?
I mean, what she was saying was actually pretty on point. Because you're not going to meet anybody if you don't go nowhere.
Right.
And if you don't go to new places, you're not going to meet new people.
Okay.
And so, you know, if some people only go to the bar, so they're going to meet people who only go to the bar.
Yeah.
And so if you want to meet somebody new, you can't complain. You cooking over there? I think the person on the phone. Anyway, but you can't complain if you meet the same people if you still keep going to the same places. So, I don't know.
Caller, we appreciate you calling in tonight. When we hang up, if you will text us back, I'm going to send you something, okay? And because we just want to thank you for participating. You're our first caller.
Oh, yeah.
So we're really excited. We just want to send you a little thank you.
What's your name?
No problem. I enjoy listening to the show.
What's her name?
What's your name, caller? You can just give us first name. Raina?
Well, I just want to say specifically, Raina, we appreciate you calling in and getting some feedback from the good doctor.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Raina.
Thanks for listening and participating.
Thank you. You guys have a good evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, so do you have any issues, TJ, that the doctor can help you with?
Yes, I do. So after 16 years of marriage, I am a little cautious when I meet someone. I mean, I've been divorced 6 years now, but every now and then I can tell that there's still like some residual stuff.
16 years is a long time. Yeah.
And so we got a new call. Hi, you're on with Grown and Dating.
Hi. Thanks for taking my call. I had a question for Dr. Keya about how social media like Facebook specifically influences relationships and dating. I mean, is it that it gives you access to more people, or is there just this idea that then people feel like the world is their opportunity, and so, I don't know, does it threaten relationships? I just wondered about that.
Okay, so there are positive effects and then there's negative effects. So the positive effect, the research really talks more about the negative effects than it does the positive effects. So the negative effects are intuitive. Like, you know, if you're someone who struggles with trust in a relationship, like you have a jealous temperament, then you're going to probably react negatively to the things that you see your partner doing on Facebook, even if it's not a big deal. So let's say, you know, your friend or your partner just posted a picture and then you see an attractive woman like the picture, you know, that might cause you to feel anxious or jealous. So that's one of the examples of the negative aspects of Facebook. But then there are positive things too. So this is what the literature talks less about. And so when it comes to the positive things, if you're in a secure relationship with someone, sometimes those public displays really help to strengthen the bond in the relationship and the intimacy in the relationship. So for instance, like having your partner in your Facebook profile pic, or, you know, talking about your partner on your page, or, you know, communicating with your partner on social media. If it's a secure relationship, that can really help the intimacy in the relationship, and it can increase your happiness in the relationship.
That's really interesting. Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about really the positive side. I know, like I knew a couple of couples who got married, I'm going to say in the last 5 years when Facebook was really big, and I know like some of them have gone completely off of Facebook, and then some of them have like a joint Facebook account only. And so anyway, it's just really interesting to hear about some of the potential positives in addition to just some of the negatives.
Right.
So that's really interesting. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was a great question, caller.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great rest of the evening. Bye-bye.
I have an example about that positive stuff, because my sister and her husband, they make me sick. They would flirt with each other on Facebook while they're sitting right next to each other. Okay. And so it's the cutest thing in the world, but you know, she calls me the younger big brother because she's older. You know, it's disgusting. But it is the cutest thing in the world, and they post on each other's pages, you know, because she travels a lot. Yeah. And so they would post little flirty things on each other's pages back and forth. And that's how they stay connected. So I know they probably have great intimacy, which is not something I want to think about. But you know, Namdi, you're my boy. But that's her husband. But I think for me that is a good example for me that there's still hope.
So it's not all negative. So the research really indicates that the more secure your relationship, the less likely you are to struggle with jealousy. And that's intuitive. Like if the relationship isn't secure, then obviously you will be more likely to struggle with trust in the relationship. Of the aspects of a relationship that are the most impacted by social media, trust is the one thing that is the most heavily impacted by social media. So, if you're having problems with trust, social media probably isn't going to help that.
So you wanted me to ask a question, and so I started, and I was sharing.
16 years married.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
6 years separated.
Yeah, divorce.
Divorce. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Divorce. I meant to say divorce. I meant to say divorce.
Common law. You in common law separation?
That was unnecessarily ugly.
Like, no,
I apologize.
Y'all common law separated.
She's like, I'm gonna need you to know.
It's done.
Divorced.
It is done.
Yeah,
all right.
I get it. Point taken.
Divorced and changed my last name. So I went Tina on him. But anyway, okay, so
my name.
That's it. So my thing is I was dating this guy, and I didn't think he was a good fit. And he told me that he thought I was a sociopath.
Wow. That's a pretty
strong,
powerful statement.
That's a big word.
And the reason was that we hadn't talked for about 3 or 4 days. I had gone out of town, and he told me that he missed me. And I was like, really? I was like, we've only known each other a little while. So I wanted to go deeper because I'm like, you don't know how can you miss somebody that soon? You don't know me. And he was.
How long had y'all been dating? Just out of curiosity.
Not quite a month.
Okay.
And it made me uncomfortable. And then he was like, "So did you think about me at all? You didn't text or call while you were gone?" And I was like, "You're not my man." And so he didn't appreciate that. Yeah. Now, first of all, I know I'm not a sociopath, but
that doesn't make you a sociopath at all.
It just makes you busy.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, okay, so there's a couple of things that are coming up for me. I can't obviously diagnose you based on, I can diagnose you as not a sociopath. Like, you're not a sociopath.
That's been ruled out.
I know that just from interacting with you. But it sounds like you were in different places. So if two people are in the same place, they've been dating for only a month, and they both, feel connected, they see kind of like a future together, then it's not abnormal for them to be like, oh, I missed you. Like, that's not an abnormal thing for somebody to say, even if you've only been dating for a month.
Okay.
But for you, it sounds like you didn't feel as connected to him as he did to you. So for you, given the context of the relationship, it was weird for him to be like, I miss you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But just in general, that's not something that would be a red flag. So just to the audience, that's not necessarily a red flag where somebody say they miss you after dating for a month. But if you're in a different place, then I can understand you having that reaction, like, well, I didn't even know that we were that connected.
Yeah, and I.
So it was lopsided, I guess.
It was not. They were not in the same place.
And I want to get married again, and he wants to get married. I don't think he's ever been married, but he's older than me, so he's in his 50s.
Okay.
And so we didn't have contact, I would say, for about 6 months. And then when I started doing the radio and different things were coming up, he told me he wanted to hang out with me and ride my coattails.
Oh, well, at
so
least he's honest.
Then I realized
that's a red flag.
I just need to cut this off.
Yeah, no, that would be a red flag, audience. Yeah, somebody said they want to ride your coattails.
Because first of all, I don't roll like that, to use the vernacular, but really it made me very uncomfortable. So do you think I'm wrong in thinking, okay, cut the ties, get away from him?
I mean, sometimes I feel, and I know I'm probably wrong in this, but this is why the doctor's here. But sometimes I feel people that are in, how do I say this? Like, since you're doing all these things in entertainment and radio, and he's probably not doing any of these things in entertainment and radio, he doesn't grasp it in the same way, and so he's looking for something that's more his speed, I guess. And so you're kind of moving a lot faster than he is. So I guess that's why he said he wants to ride your coattails.
Oh, that's so polite.
It is very polite.
I mean, I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to
political.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a good
nice way.
I'm trying to be nice with him.
You have more compassion for him than you did Jay. That's because the more you love, you can put that stank on him. Is that it?
Yeah, well, I mean,
him,
like I'm cool with Jay, so I could feel he could take it. Little ribbon. Like, when you're really good friends with somebody, you probably say some of the worst things to them.
You're meaner to the people that you feel the closest
that you feel closest to, but they can take it, and they're going to give it back to you.
This is a side note, but you see that with kids too.
Yeah.
So, for instance, like my sister, my niece is just like so crazy with her sometimes. When it's just me and her, she's like this little angel. I remember asking one of my really good girlfriends, who's a developmental psychologist, I was just like, what does this mean? And she told me, well, yeah, because your niece feels the most comfortable with her mom, so she's going to allow her to see everything, like every side of her, right? But with you, she's going to put on and be, because I just was so confused by it. So yeah, we tend to be meaner to the people that we know aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, like they're going to be here. They're going to be.
That was I appreciate it. I think it was probably more generous than he deserved, though. but thank you.
I mean, because I think because I see it from another side as well, because I'm a busy person. I'm running around the whole time a lot. And when I was married, my wife at the time, she wasn't in that kind of life. But she had a certain understanding of it. And so she wasn't riding my coattails or anything. She was a VP or a company or whatever. So sometimes I'd have to put on a tuxedo, and I'll tell you the story about I shook hands with I forget the name of that senator, but he's the senator with the hand.
Oh, McCain?
No. Before McCain. He ran for president, and he has like people really probably didn't even notice he had a hand jacked up. Anyway, but I tried to shake the bad hand.
Former prisoner of war?
No. I'll remember. I'll put it on Facebook. Yeah. But he had like a jacked up hand, and I tried to shake that hand, and it was like a silent auction. It was a big deal. Everybody was in tuxedos, and
And
you know.
tried to shake the bad hand.
And I tried to shake the bad
To
hand.
let him know I'm cool with you or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't realize he had a bad
You
hand.
didn't know about it.
Yeah, but anyway, you know, she has her own life, and I have mine. But
Dole.
yes, it was Bob
He had
Dole.
a stroke.
Yeah, and I felt bad afterwards because he was one of the contributors for the silent auction. But that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But what was I saying? But
You would have to put on a tuxedo from time to time.
yeah, you know,
had her
so
own
her
thing
life,
going on.
yeah, she had her own thing going on. She had her own life going on, and so that's why I feel a little sentiment towards this guy because you know he has a different life. Some things he's just not gonna understand because he's just
I get that.
not part
Now
of
I
it.
understand what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
So you're trying to say that he comes from a completely different context. And so
Right.
sometimes it's like if you were to think about us moving to Europe and all of a sudden now we don't speak the language, we don't know the customs, and we're trying to function in this new environment to go into a different culture. When we think of culture, sometimes we think of things that are kind of superficial, like what you eat, how you dress. But culture goes so much deeper than that. It's how you've learned to communicate.
Sure.
It's how you've learned to express yourself. And so if he comes from a different economic culture or he has a different sort of job than you, then he's not going to speak the language, and he might kind of trip up a little bit and say something that people that belong to that culture would be like, what are you wants to ride your coattail. But because he's not from this cultural context, he doesn't get it the way that someone that belongs to that culture would get it.
Yeah.
That's what you were it sounds like that's what you were saying.
Yeah, that's what,
I'll
and
take that.
it was funny. And while you say that, I have to remember my own upbringing because I'm an immigrant.
Right.
I came to this country from Trinidad, and so it's two completely different cultures.
Absolutely.
Once you fly, you know, you fly and you have a resident alien card.
Right,
It
yeah.
literally says resident alien
Yeah.
on the card.
And
And
if you were, I might say something that might offend you based on our difference in context.
right,
And I wouldn't even know it. I could really step in it because you come from a different cultural context that I do, and vice versa.
right. And so yeah, and then I think it's the same way in certain relationships based on where you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, V. Are we ready to take a little break now?
Oh, we can take a break if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah, we can get into some music.
All right. What are you going to play for us?
Let me see. I can go into let me go into this one. I started with this before we went out, so I'll go back to it. Bust the windows out your car. Let's see how that goes.
You're back with Grown and Dating on the Real Women Radio. V, you have the next question for us? I believe it was a text message that was sent in.
Yeah, this text message was from Doug. It says, how do you perceive text messaging versus calling on the phone versus emailing when dating during the initial stages? Thank you, Doug. All right, so
we're going to let the doctor handle that.
Well, I'm curious. I want to know what V thinks.
Oh, okay.
I think dating has evolved a little bit, and a lot of people communicate through text messaging. Like, honestly, I text a lot more than I did 10 years ago, and it's kind of half the time it's kind of my preferred communication sometimes. And I guess for certain people, I would talk on the phone more, but for everybody else, it's really more of a text message.
I think the thing that comes up for me when I think about this is the catfish phenomenon. You know, how people will develop such strong feelings for people they have never actually seen in person, right? Yes. And so you can talk, you know, if you've seen some of those episodes, people will be in relationships with someone for 2, 3, 4, 5, even 10 years. I saw an episode where they were together for 10 years, but had never actually seen each other in person. So let me tell you what your brain does when you don't have physical contact with someone. Cognitively, you have these things called schemas. And this is kind of the blueprint that you use to understand the things that happen in your life. And so when you don't actually have physical contact with someone, your brain fills in all the missing holes. And usually it's with really good stuff. So it's like you don't know what it's like to be with this person when their feet stink and, you know, they have an attitude and stuff like that.
The real
stuff. But your brain fills in that they are just wonderful and they're always there for you because every time you call, they pick up the phone. And so you develop the feelings are real. Like in these cases, the feelings are real, but you just haven't really exposed yourself to the reality of the relationship because you haven't had time to be with that person and experience the good with the bad. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
I've actually went through some stuff like that.
You know, been catfish?
I wouldn't say I've been catfished, but you know, somebody, you know, has had stronger feelings for me just based off text message. I was like, oh, we don't even know each other like that.
Yeah. Right.
You know, and then they get upset. Oh, why you didn't say good morning today? Okay.
Yeah, so what she was doing was taking whatever schema of relationships that she has in her mind and projecting that onto you and filling in all of the blank, not consciously. This isn't a conscious process, it's a subconscious process.
Right.
And all of a sudden you become this amazing person, like the knight on the white horse, you know, and they just feel so attached. So sometimes when they actually do meet, there's disappointment. They have to sort of get past that initial
anticlimactic.
Yeah, who can live up to
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And so now you're actually, and sometimes I say that doesn't work at that point, but you have to readjust. Like after you actually get with the person after a decade or whatever, your brain has to readjust to understand this is who this person really is and not your projection of them.
A decade.
Yeah.
There was a catfish episode where they had been together for a decade. That's a lot. That's a long time.
So would you consider that dating if you're just texting back and forth?
I think that it's subjective. So if you were to ask them, they would say yes. Well, we've been in a relationship for 10 years. And to some degree they have. Like they have remained contact and been in each other's lives for 10 years. And that is a relationship. Mm-hmm. Yeah, relationships can be defined. I mean, there's polyamory where people, you know, have more than one romantic partner. There is no one strict definition for a relationship.
That's deep.
So, if texting is the only way that somebody really wants to communicate with you,
they
does
probably
that
have a fear of intimacy.
Okay.
Yeah, there's something going on with that.
Okay.
Either they're catfishing you, right? Because if they only want to text, then you know, they try to hide their voice so you won't know what gender they are or whatever. But what that brings up for me is people that only want to be in long-distance relationships. There was a reality show a while back called Prison Wives. And I don't know if you know about that, but it was about women who were married to men in prison. In a lot of cases, they had gotten married while the man was in prison. And so you think, okay, what would motivate someone to want to be in a relationship with someone that they can't see they probably have a fear of intimacy. So in that case, you can have the closeness without actually having the closeness. People that only want to be in long distance relationships, you can have the companion without being threatened by having to be too close to somebody. Still being able to keep your physical distance.
That's deep.
Yes. Oh, wow. We're still taking calls. Oh, my gosh. Let me repeat the number again. I apologize. It's 850-332-3303. And we're talking with Dr. Keya Wiggins. And we're having great conversation, I should say.
I got a question.
Okay.
Is it appropriate to ask someone out on a date via text or social media?
So this, again, depends on the cultural context, right? So if I'm a millennial and you're a millennial and this is the way that we communicate, yeah. I mean, if you ask them, they would say, yes, that's appropriate.
Right.
If you were to ask someone maybe in their 40s, is that appropriate? They might look at you and say, you're crazy.
No, you got to call me.
No, you got to call me or ask me in person. So it really just depends on the context. There is no blanket like you should or shouldn't do this.
Yeah, because I've been kind of, because of my age range.
Yeah.
I can date someone younger, or I could date someone older. Someone younger wouldn't find that as an issue, but someone older, I know, okay, I might have to call you. I might have to come to your house.
Right. They just have different expectations.
And you probably don't want to wait till the day that you want to go out with them.
No, never wait till the day. Yeah, that's just rude.
Yeah, a lot of women would be like, "What, you didn't think I had nothing to do today?"
Right. Right. I'm going to the store right now. You trying to come with me? It'll be a date.
But you know what? If somebody really, really likes you and they want to spend time with you, they'll make time for you.
That's true.
That's what I find with my schedule. I know it's very clear for me if I'm interested in a guy at all. Because first of all, if I want to talk to you on the phone, that's a big deal.
Right.
Because I'll send like a couple of text messages and you probably won't hear from me anymore that day. So if I talk to you on the phone and if I talk to you for more than about 5 minutes, that's a really big deal. And I don't know if I got all these things. Like if you can call me in the morning and I talk to you, then I like you, because I don't talk to just everybody in the morning, because I need my morning to write or do whatever I'm doing. And so if I let you interrupt that, that's a big deal.
That's how you know you like somebody.
Yeah.
What's funny is some people get offended by your ways, because I have certain ways where if I'm working on something or if I'm like this past weekend, I'm running like a crazy person.
Yeah.
It's not personal that I'm not thinking about you. You know what I mean? It's just I'm going from here to here to here, and then I'm taking pictures, I'm editing, then I'm turning around, taking pictures of someone else, and I'm editing. So you might not hear from me for 3 days.
Well, we've kind of already established that you are not ready to be in a relationship. And I think that that's more evidence of that you're just not in that place.
He's really cramming that day, too. That's a choice.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, if you were in a place where you really wanted to be in a relationship, you really want to build your career, right? You really want to do the editing. So you've made time to do those things.
Of course.
If you wanted to be in a relationship, you would put the same effort
into
putting in a relationship. So
you're right.
If someone's complaining, there might be some truth to what they're saying.
Oh, I'm not saying there isn't.
Yeah, because
I'm not saying
it's true.
Isn't.
Like you just aren't prioritizing them because it's not a priority to you right now. If you were being honest, you would say it's not because you're busy, it's because you're not a priority.
You're not the type.
That would be mean to say that to somebody, but that's the truth.
Yeah, it's the truth. Yeah. If the hustle is first.
Right.
Yeah, so I guess I ain't ready. Yeah.
And men don't have biological clocks.
We don't.
And so you don't experience the same tension, that women have. I don't know how old you are, but I'm assuming like late 30s. Is that right? Correct? Okay, so late 30s, right? So women your age are really feeling pressure right now to get married or to have kids. And so if they find you a stable man who has ambition, that's attractive, right? Who is stable, has some financial security, they're going to be like, all right, this is it. they're going all in, and that's not on your mind. Like, you're not thinking about getting married and having kids. And so they're like, what are you doing? Where are you at? Why can't we talk? I don't understand. Why are you brushing me off? You're like, I'm working. Because you just have completely different priorities. You're at different places in your life.
Completely different places. Yep, that's what I'm running into.
But if you're dating women your age, they're going to be like, listen, I got to have these babies if they want children. Because I don't want to assume that every woman in her mid to late 30s wants children. But this is the time where women begin to experience the most anxiety about it, because at 35, you're considered a high-risk pregnancy after 35.
Here's what I've been getting.
Or higher risk pregnancy.
Let's get to it.
I've been getting this conversation from women in my age group. They want to have kids, but they're not tripping about it. And at that 35 mark,
that's 35. Yep,
they're not gonna care anymore.
Oh,
well, at least that's what they're saying.
They're not gonna care. What do you mean by that?
They're not gonna.
So if they haven't had the child,
they're not gonna trip about it anymore.
Like, it doesn't happen by 35. Okay,
that's what they're saying.
Right, but that's not your experience.
Yeah, but the actions are not matching up.
Yeah, the actions are saying, "Listen, what's going on? We got to get this. This has to be serious."
Why aren't we married yet? Yeah.
I think that it's for a lot of women, it's just an intrinsic desire to be a mother. And again, if you find someone that is stable and secure, that you're attracted to, that you feel connected with, a lot of times they're like, let's go ahead and do this. And for men, they just don't have that same pressure, because you don't have the biological clock that women have.
Yeah.
Wow.
Here's what's funny. My mom didn't really have that biological clock. She told me when I was actually a few years ago, she told me that she didn't want kids. She told her own son that she didn't want kids. But she said once I was here.
How old was she when she had you?
26.
So she was
good. She's a career studious person. She's actually retired and she's going back to school actually this week.
It's really not that uncommon for women in their mid to early 20s to be like, I don't want kids. Yeah. I mean, especially women, African American women. I think the culture, a lot of times, particularly for if you're not first generation, like if you're African American, you come from a family system where your parents have went to college, or you have some exposure to higher education. A lot of times the push is for you to go to college before forming a family, before having kids. The push is you need to get your education so you can support yourself. And so it's really, I wouldn't say it's uncommon for women in their 20s to be like, yeah, I don't want to have kids.
Yeah, and that's funny coming from also an immigrant family.
Right.
That we came to this country. My mom hates when I say this, but we came to this country literally with nothing.
Right.
And she got her master's. And, she became I forgot what she did for a career, but she was an analyst. And and so she made a success of herself, having to raise 2 kids.
Right.
And
so that was her value. Her value was, you better go to school, you better support yourself before even considering bringing another life into the world.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And so,
And that's kind of where you're at right now. Do you have any kids?
No kids.
So that's where you're at. So this is a part of your culture too. It's like, when you meet these women that are in their 30s, like, let's have kids. They're coming from a completely different cultural perspective than you are, because your culture is, I got to get my feet in the ground. I have to be stable. I have to have all these businesses going, and then I'll consider that. Yeah,
and it's funny. The culture is really between my mom, my sister, and myself. If that's how we made it,
right?
That's how we were.
Exactly.
That's what's in our head to make it. So
And how many jobs, V?
Huh?
How many jobs?
Who did my mom have?
You.
Me? I work full time. My company does entertainment, music, and photography. And then, there's this radio thing. And it's a few things. There's a few things going on.
Yeah, just a few.
Yeah.
A few things going on.
So I have another question for you.
Okay.
And I'm really this is not my issue at all.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about you.
I'm just thinking of someone out there, because we were talking about dates earlier.
Yeah.
Because I recently came to the conclusion that if I'm interested in a guy, that I can open my mouth and say something. And that's a big deal for me, because it was like, I was trying to like let him know that I'm interested and available. But some guys, it's like you could get a billboard and they're still like,
I really
That would be
like
me.
you. Yeah.
That would be me.
Yeah.
I don't see nothing.
Totally unaware.
So, culturally, you know, is it still the stigma that it used to be for a woman to just, you know, like, I'm not saying ask the guy on a date. I don't go that far, but, you know, like to have that conversation and say, I'm interested.
I think so. I think especially in the South. I think if you were to go in different regions, like I don't know that it's as much of an issue in places like the Northeast. I don't know. I don't practice in that area, but
No, they bold up there.
Yeah, so I think that a part of Southern culture for women, we're taught to be demure and, you know, to be passive in some ways, and, you know, we're sort of those traditional male and female gender roles are a part of, you know, just a part of the culture.
Sure.
An embedded part of the culture. And so, yeah, I think that it is really hard for women to assert themselves in relationships and even express interest in someone. It almost feels like they're losing a part of themselves or giving something up, or, you know, one of the things that I see commonly in relationships, and this is something that comes up for me just based on this conversation, you'll have, I'll be working with a woman who's not getting her needs met in a relationship. And so we'll have a conversation like, well, have you talked to your partner about these being your needs? Well, no, he should know. Come on. You know, it's like men are from Mars and women are from Venus. He does not know. But the feeling is if I express my need, then when he does it, it's not as meaningful. That's the self-fulfilling prophecy, meaning you're setting yourself up to be angry daily with this person. Are you more attached in that case then to having things go a certain way or to having a healthy relationship? Right? Because if you want to have a healthy relationship, then you need to learn to assert your needs. Sure. That starts at the very beginning because you teach people how to treat you. Exactly. So if you meet someone and you're being demure and you like them and they don't know it and you're playing a game, then when you actually start to assert yourself in the relationship, they're going to be like, who is this person? Right. You know, this isn't who you introduced yourself as. And so I would recommend being yourself at the very beginning of the relationship, whether that be letting someone know this is what I need from you, or letting someone know I have feelings for you and I like you, kind of putting yourself out there. Yeah.
And the first time I did it went well, by the way. I had no clue that the guy was shy because in my interactions with him, he never came across as shy. But he was like, I've been interested for months. And I was like, that was a total surprise to me. And I mean, it may not go anywhere, but it was still, you know, like a big deal for me. And I was like, yeah, I can do this.
You can do this. Yeah. I think that's a good message for women out there. Like, you know, if you want to be in a relationship, you know, if you want to get a degree, you go to college. Exactly. You don't wait for somebody to come give you a degree, right? True. If you want to get a job, you apply for a job. You don't wait for somebody to come give you a job. If you want to be in a relationship, get outside of your comfort zone and do the things that you need to do to meet people at the very least.
Yeah. So I hand out business cards, you know, taking pictures, writing stories, getting that opportunity to step out and meet guys. And it is interesting in Pensacola because I think dating here is unlike anywhere else.
Really?
I do. I was in Philly just for a weekend, and two guys asked me out like right away. And I went out with one of them. He was a total gentleman. It was a great date. And I didn't feel, well, first of all, he was at my stepfather's church, so I didn't feel like, you know. And then my sister and her husband dropped me off because I'm not that, you know. But it was a great date. And I think of all the guys who like ask you the questions of, do you have children? Do you live alone? Do you have a roommate? Do you cook?
Is that what they're asking?
Yeah.
Hey, cooking is important.
Okay.
Well, my ex-wife.
Do you have a roommate though? Like,
I don't know about that one.
Well, see, I'm uncomfortable when they start asking me this because first of all, we could know each other a really long time and you never see my space, my private space. And cooking for you, you would really have to be my man for me to go in there and cook for you. Not that I can't cook, but I'm just not. I mean, because I cook so well. No.
That would be even more reason to cook. You get them cooked.
No.
All a brother needs is the hope of a good meal.
Yeah, you let them know you're a good cook.
Yeah, they just need the hope. Really just need the hope. I mean, this has been a great conversation.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to you coming back.
Thank
with
you
us,
for
Dr.
having me.
Wiggins.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I do want to give my contact information
Absolutely.
out there.
Nice.
So like I mentioned, I am in private practice right now. I'm a private practice practitioner. If you would like to learn more information about me, you can go to my website. My website is basically my name, drkeyawiggins.com. So that is www.drkeyawiggins.com. Or you can just call me. My number is 850-462-8716. Again, that's 850-462-8716.
Dr. Wiggins,
I also want to mention one more
sorry.
thing. So I do blog about relationships. I have a Tell It Like It Is Tuesday on my Facebook page where I choose a relationship issue that comes up frequently in therapy with clients, and I just kind of basically blog about what I would tell a client in these situations. So you can check out my Facebook page at Keya Wiggins, PhD Psychological Services.
What was the issue for today?
Today was Tell It Like It Is Tuesday, how to know if you're really over a relationship or signs that you're not over a relationship. So I give 3 signs that tell you that how you may not be over a relationship.
Okay. So what
You're
are
going
the
to try
signs?
to get her to cram it all in the last few minutes.
First and foremost is if you social media. So if you're checking your ex's social media, then you're not over the relationship. The second one, what was the second one? The third one was baggage. I know that one. So if you expect your new partner to make up for mistakes that your old partner made, then you're definitely not over the relationship. And the second one is escaping me right now. So if you really want to know the second one, like my Facebook page.
You better get on that Facebook page to get the second
PhD,
one.
Psychological Services, to learn about 3 signs that you are not really over the relationship. Oh, the second one was actually if you are frequentely telling people that you're over it. You're probably
You keep
not
saying
over
it.
Yeah.
I'm not stunting him.
I'm over him. No, you're not. Because if you were, you probably wouldn't be saying that.
Oh, wow. That's deep. That's deep. Yeah, because I see a lot of people posting on Facebook how they over this person.
They're not over
every day for like
Yes.
3 weeks.
They're not over it. And they're usually 500 words or less. So they're really quick and easy to read.
Nice.
That's awesome. We are so glad once again to have you here. And if somebody wants to reach out to Dr. Wiggins, she's given that information. If you want to shoot us a message on Grown in Dating, our Facebook page, or Grown in Dating, the group, because we have started a group, and we'll get those messages to Dr. Wiggins there also. And we're expecting her to come back again next month and sit in with us, and we'll have more great conversation with her. V, what do you have coming up? You got something going on?
Oh,
you
man.
got a tip for a great date this weekend?
A tip for a great date this weekend? Man, they have a couple things. I think June Fest is on the 11th.
Yeah.
That's this Saturday.
That's correct.
That'll be a good date to go on. And that's at, what is that, Wedgwood?
Wedgwood, yes.
Yeah, that's at Wedgwood Community Center.
Yes, they're going to be out there all day from like 10 to 4, I believe, or 10 to 5.
Yeah, so it's going to have a lot of entertainment going on.
Yeah.
Shout out to the organizers of that event that they do it every year.
Yeah.
So
Actually, they just started back up. They had done it for several years, and I don't know what happened, but luckily they are back. And you're absolutely right. That is a great date because you get to experience a lot going to something like that. And if if your money is kind of tight,
oh yeah,
that's a cheap date.
It's economical. I don't say cheap.
I'm sorry.
Economical.
Excuse me.
Economical
it's an
dating.
economical date. I think I learned something about me just then.
So TJ, how can people reach you?
They can reach me at Grown in Dating on Facebook because we have. You can send a direct message to V or myself, and if you say this is for TJ, then I will definitely reply. If you say this is for V, then he will reply. If you just leave it basic, you may get a response from either one of us. Or
the admin.
Yes.
Yeah, we have an admin now.
Yes.
So, yeah, definitely check us out, Gorw Dating on Facebook. And definitely check out RealWomenRadio.com for the other shows that are coming up. Shout out to all the other hosts that I know have been listening in and laughing and enjoying their time with us as well.
And I want to say, V, tonight's show was brought to you by She's Social. And She's Social is helping people create a social media presence for small businesses. And She's Social is also online. That's She's Social on Facebook. And She's Social is going to be growing, and I'll announce that later. But that's all I'm giving away for tonight.
She is social. There's something coming.
Yes.
You heard it here first. And that is our show for today. We want to thank y'all for listening in, and see you next time.